I'm going to read The Adventure of Huckleberry Twins, written by Mark Twain. This story is the first novel that I read. So, Huckleberry Finn was a friend of Tom Sawyer. I can enjoy reading this story. And the background is the Misbeliever. Chapter 1. You don't know about me without you have a letter by the name of The Adventure of Tom Sawyer. But that ain't no matter. That book was made by Mark Twain, and he told the truth mainly, the word thing which he stretched, but mainly he told the truth. That is nothing. I never seen anybody but to ride one time so on others without it was unholy, and the widow only married unholy. Tom's unholy. She is unmarried, and the widow Douglas is all told about in that book. She is mostly a fruit with some stretchers, as I said before. Now the way that the book's winds up is this, and Tom is found the money that the lovers hid in a cave, and it made us rich. We got $6,000 of his own good gold, and it was an awful sight of the money when it was found out. Well, Jody, Thatcher, he took it and put it out at interest rates out. It passed the dollar days and the fees all the year round. But nobody could tell what to do with it. The widow Douglas, she took me for her son and allowed she would survive. But it was a lot of living in the house all the time, controlling the house, this was regular, and this and the window was in all her rage, and so when I couldn't stand it no longer, I lit out. I got into my old legs, and my sugar horse head again, and was free and satisfied. But Tom Sawyer, he hunted me up and said he was going to start a brand of lovers, and I joined him out to go back to the widow. I was respectable, so I went back. The widow, she cried over me, and they called me a full of slam, and she's called me a lot of other names too. But she no man, no hand right, she put me in damps and new clothes again. I couldn't do nothing but sweat and feel of the cramp up. Well then, the old things commenced again, though. Without the belt for supper, and you had to come to time. When you go to table, you couldn't go right to eating, but you had to wait for the widow to tuck down her head and grumble a little over the ritual and the one where anything the matter with him. Then that is nothing, only everything was cooked by itself in a barrel of old, and then this is different things get mixed up, and the juice kind of swims around, and things go better. After supper, she got a really tough book and lent me about Moses and Rusher, and I was in a sweat to find out all about him. But by and by she left it out, and that Moses had been dead as a considerable long time. So then I didn't care no more about him because I don't take no stock in the other people's prison. I wanted to smoke and asked the window to run me. But she wouldn't. She said it was as mean, practice and wasn't clean, and I must try to not do it anymore. That is just the way to do with some people. They get down on things when they don't know nothing about it. Here she was just bothering about Moses, which was not kin to her and no use to anybody being gone. You see, as for finding a fault with me for doing a thing that had some good in it, and she took snuff too. Of course, that was alright, because she done it herself. Her sister and Miss Watson, a tall, slim old maid with gold on. I just come to live with her and took her set at me now and reduced spelling book. She worked middling hard for about an hour, and then the widow made her eat up. I couldn't eat much longer. Then for an hour it was deadly dark. I was fidgety, Miss Watson would say, and put your feet up there, Huckleberry, and don't scrunch up like that, Huckleberry. Sit up straight, and then pretty soon she would say, don't gap, and then stretch like that, Huckleberry. Why don't you try to behave? And then she told me about the bad place, and I said I wished I was there, and she got mad, and by no harm. All I wanted was to give some airs. All I wanted was a change. I want a photograph. She said it was wicked to say what I said. Said, she wouldn't say it for the whole world that she was going to leave, so as to go to the good place, but I couldn't see no advantage in going where she was going, and so I made up my mind I wouldn't try for it. But I never said so because it would only make trouble and wouldn't do no good. Now she had got a start. And then she went on and told me all about the good place that she said all about it. And then we have to do there was to go around all day long with her house and things forever and ever. So I didn't think too much of it. But I never said so. I asked her if she liked Tom Sawyer's to go there. And she said not by a considerable sight. I was glad about that because I want him and me to be together, Miss Watson. She kept pecking at me, and it got tiresome and lonesome. By and by, they fetched the nigger, and then I had this place and then everybody was all too bad. I went up to my room with a piece of the ham and put it on the table. Then I sat down, I chaired by the windows, and tried to think of something cheerful. But it wasn't one. Who is that was so lonesome? I almost wished the star was better. The star was shining, and leaves luster, and there was ever so monstrous, and I heard an house way off. Woohoo! About somebody that was dead, and the windfall wind and the dog, and crying about somebody that was going to die. And the wind was trying to whisper something to me, and I couldn't make out what it was. And so it made a cold shiver all over me. Then we are in the woods, and I heard that kind of the sound that a ghost makes when it wants to tell about something. That one is mine, and they can't be exactly true. They can rest easy. This way, and has to go about that way every night. Breathing, I got so down, heartened, and scared. I did reach the side. The sun came for me pretty soon. The spider went crawling up to my shoulders, and I flipped it off, and then it lit the candle. And because I could breathe, it was all shivered. And I didn't need anybody to tell me that was an awful bad sign and would fetch me some bad luck. So I was scared, and most shook the clothes off of me. I got up and turned around to stay in my tracks. 3 times, and I coached my breast every time, and then I tied up a little lock of my hair with a thread to keep the watches and the noise, but I hadn't no confidence. Is that when you've lost that show that you found instead of nailing it up to over the door? But I hadn't never heard anybody say it was any way to skip all the and the killer spider. I sat down again, shaking over. Got out my fight for smoke, for the house was all as still as dust now. As the widows wouldn't well after a long time. I heard a clock waste and often in the towns to go boom, 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 and 12 licks. Now I was still again, surer than ever. Pretty soon, I heard a twig snap down in the dark amongst the trees. Something was stirring. I sat scared and listened to it directly inside, just barely. And listening down there, and I was a good successor. Then I so glad I could, and then I grabbed the light and scrambled out of the windows and position. Then I slipped down to the ground and then crawled in among the trees, and then sure enough, there was Tom Sawyer waiting for me. Interesting. This is a Huckleberry Finn story. Okay,